It's 70 years to the day since the fall of Singapore. The surrender of the British garrison was described by Winston Churchill as the worst disaster and largest capitulation in British history. Thousands died and tens of thousands spent years suffering brutal treatment as Japanese prisoners of war. Toby Sadler reports.
Bombs in Singapore. The great island fortress of the Pacific has had many raids since the Far East War began.
It was a battle Winston Churchill declared must be fought to the bitter end. But despite hugely inferior numbers, it was a fight the Japanese won in just 7 days. An artillery and bombing campaign from Malaya in the north found British defences severely lacking, prepared as they were for an attack by sea in the south. The following invasion received little resistance. The British commander, General Arthur Percival, surrendered on the 15th of November 1942. Around 130,000 soldiers and civilians were taken captive as a result.
With the sudden silence around the city, we were lined up. Those that were fit were put in one place, and those that were not too fit or suffering would be left out.
Many were sent to work on the notorious Burma-Thailand Railway, known as the Death Railway. Tens of thousands died building it. Today, all those who were killed and captured were honoured at ceremonies in Singapore. Many of those were from the Australian Army, then part of the British Empire.
You got to forget it anyway, that's the thing. It's not going to try and think about it all the time till you go mad.
When you look around the cemetery, most of our boys were 18, 19, 20. It brings me back, bitter memories. What a waste of life.
Thousands of civilians were also remembered. Japanese soldiers massacred an estimated 50,000 Chinese in Singapore after the surrender. The defeat in Singapore is widely seen as the beginning of the end for the British Empire. Its power was tested and crumbled. After the war, many other nations would demand their independence as a result. Toby Sadler, Forces News.